Squeeze the day, y'all.
Today I'm going to show you how to do a reverse canvas using DIY paint, JRB stencils, and an IOD transfer. I'm also going to be telling you all about my awesome mom.
This is the time of year that I always celebrate my mom. Her birthday is at the end of April, and of course Mother's Day is in May. This is my mom. Her name is Kathy. She and my dad have been married for 45 years.
Most reverse canvas tutorials that you'll see tell you to take the staples out with a staple remover. This method did not work for me. I got one staple loose and could not even get it out of the frame. I grabbed a pair of scissors and sliced the canvas right beside the staples instead. I might suggest getting a razor blade or an X-Acto knife instead because I injured myself. My husband, to save me from myself, finished the rest of the slicing while I got a band-aid for my finger. In this method, you just pull the rest of the canvas off of the staples and leave the staples in the frame. Once loose, the frame just lifts right off the canvas. My mom is one of many strong women in the family. Some call my dad a saint because he was raised by a strong woman, married a strong woman, and then had 2 strong women as daughters.
Now that we've gotten the canvas off of the wooden frame, we're gonna just set the canvas aside for now. We're actually gonna cut it to size here in a little bit, but the next step is staining your frame. So to do that, we're going to use DIY Dark and Decrepit. It is a liquid patina, so what that means is that it has built-in top coat. It's a beautiful, super dark brown color. It is my favorite stain. Just like all the DIY products, it is water-based, no VOCs, safe to use indoors. Obviously, I'm going to use it right here on my dining room table.
Dark and Decrepit is so easy to use. You just take a sponge, dip it in, and spread it on your piece.
There are tons of things I love about my mom. She's outspoken, hilarious, and I get the, if you're gonna do it, you better do it 110% from her.
We're going to set our frame back on our canvas so that we can arrange our letters. We're going to be using Iron Orchid Designs Lemon Drop Transfer for this project, as well as JRV stencils from Jamie Ray Vintage. I originally thought I could use the large letter size of the JRV stencils.
Nope, that's too big.
The small size, however, was just right. I decided to use a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters.
It also brings me a lot of joy to see how much she loves my son. She would move mountains for this kid. This is her riding the scrambler with him so I didn't puke. This is her standing out in the cold Ohio rain to walk around with us for trick or treat. Best grandma ever.
Like I showed you earlier, transfers come in a tube like this. They come with paper backing and a rubbing stick. I don't know if that's the technical term. Next, we need to decide which of the many lemons that are part of this transfer we'd like to use for our project. I picked these 3 in the middle. Time to get the frame out of the way so we can get our transfer on, which will help with the arrangement of the letters. To apply a transfer, you take the rubbing stick, remove the back, and rub your image until the paper naturally releases from the picture. Be careful not to do any pulling or peeling. Just wait until it naturally lifts off the image. To ensure that your image stays on your canvas, you'll want to burnish it, which basically means to rub over it with either a cloth or a brayer.
I have really appreciated her in recent years. About 3 years ago, her dad, my grandpa, and one of my best friends got cancer around the same time. My mom helped take care of my grandpa, and I helped take care of my best friend. She was one of the few people who understood what it was like to go through something like that.
We're going to use DIY Paint's Monet's Garden for the letters. If you'd like detailed instructions on how to stencil, please check out my latest video on my YouTube channel at Karilou Furnishings. Basic guidance is to get as little paint on your sponge as possible and apply it using a light pouncing motion.
Around this time, that year, we went to dinner and a musical to celebrate her birthday and Mother's Day. Because food, music, and shopping, those are our love languages. We ended up crying into our food at dinner and then taught her Snapchat filters so that we could take a selfie and try to filter out some of the poofiness of our eyes. It is now time to staple the canvas on the back of the frame. So first we need to cut it to size. I'm just gonna use a pencil and trace out where I like my frame to be so I know where to cut. Like so. Since then, she and I understand each other on a different level. Grief tends to break you apart and put you back together in a way that's not quite the same as it was before. It drastically changes your perspective and it really helps you live in the moment. In terms of this business, my mom has really appreciated the role that creativity has played in my healing process over the years. I really think that she'll love this project. All right, now it's time to staple this puppy back onto the frame. Now for the staple gun. Let's keep in mind that I've already injured myself once on this project. So a power tool, not sure how great of an idea that is, but we're gonna give it a shot. I was lazy and did not take out the other staples. I tried, if you recall, and it did not go well. So I am working on lining this up in between the old staples. My dog just jumped. I'm gonna stretch this to make sure that it doesn't look wrinkled in the frame. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the bottom next. It's kind of exhilarating. Ta-da! Isn't that cute? I think that's super cute. Celebrate.